in 2009. That was about the depth, the low point of the economic crisis. So I went from fast growth, highly dynamic, very fast pace, to very sophisticated market, but declining overall beer market. So when I arrived on October 5th, 2009, I still recall it was in the kind of the reception area down, on the ground level, and introduced myself. I shared my personal values, and amongst them, two very important values to me are being transparent. That's how I operate, but that's also what I expect from people around me. And being candid, speak your mind. It's a little bit a Dutch culture thing, but I might even have a bit more of it. So I just shared it because those things were important to me, not realizing at that moment in time how relevant they were for the company at large. That I just joined, because I felt a couple of weeks in that we really had a culture that was kind of stifling the creativity of the people throughout the organization by being siloed, by being too formal. An organization that for decades has success. For decades it's growing double digit. No matter what you do, there is a certain degree of complacency that creeps into your organization, and kind of people taking things for granted, thinking, that we know it all. And at a moment that was actually, when you look back, a critical juncture for the industry, where there was a lot of dramatic change, where Anheuser-Busch and Interbrew came together, Miller and Coors joined forces, the whole craft and phenomenon, the total market being affected by the economy. So you have all this, very dramatic industry landscape change. Well, we were actually, not really paying attention to that to the right degree. So one of the things we have tried to do is really recreating a culture of candor and transparency, where things get said out loud, where we face the brutal facts so we can address them. And we did that partly to some leadership change. We did it partly through, for example, our offices. My office was literally 3 times this size. It had a marble bathroom with a shower in it, that kind of setting. I literally asked Kathy, my assistant, to order a window the size of 6 by 2 meters, like a gigantic window, and over a window had it phrased into that wall. So the next Monday morning, people came in, walked by, and suddenly were able to look into my office. And I put myself behind my, at that time still, gigantic desk with a cup of coffee, just watching people pass by. And what was so amazing, that initially people, walked by, you would see them look, hey, what's that window there before? Then they would look inside, and they would look me straight in my eyes behind my desk, and you see, and rush on. And it took about 2 weeks before people were comfortable passing before the window. It was just a reflection of how the culture had evolved before that. And we literally knocked all the walls out, completely, started all over. The other dimension was addressing the strategic and marketing issues that we were having. And one very fundamental opportunity or issue, whatever way you want to look at it, was for 75 years we were a single brand operation. We were Heineken, brand Heineken. And still a lot of people think when they hear the name Heineken USA that we're, the Heineken company, which of course we are, but today it's less than 60% of our portfolio. So what we have done is really built a portfolio company on the shoulders of the Heineken brand and the Amstel brand. So in 2010, the global Heineken company bought FEMSA Cerveza in Mexico, which allowed us to take full ownership of brands like Dos Equis, Tecate, Bohemia here in the USA. And actually, some of these brands, and in particular Dos Equis, is now the fastest growing brand in our portfolio. And again, we launched a new campaign, what we call the Legends campaign, which were not kind of the easy to get sophomoric humor 15-second spots you would see typically in the US on beer advertising, but where we were making 60 and sometimes even 90-second spots, very multi-layered, very complex actually, confusing initially, but that's what the millennial generation wants. They want to explore, they want to see a commercial 10 times and still see something new in it. Just as an example of how we expressed it really evolved with what was needed in the market.